Right, hello everyone. I'm just testing at the moment. Hopefully everyone can hear me, and hopefully you're now seeing me in a little window on the right and or left of your screen, and you've got the Boardbooster page up on the main screen. Give me a shout if that's what you can see. Hit the like button. I'm going to see if I can see it on my phone at the moment. Here we are. Turn the volume down on myself. Let's see where we are. Let's see if we've got everything correct before I start. And don't worry if you're if you don't catch the whole thing. I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and of course I'll be posting the replay as well. Let me see if I can share that into my group. Great. That should be live in the group now. Can't see it coming up on my phone. Hopefully you can hear me and you can see something like the Boardbooster screen and me in the corner. So give us a like if you can see me, if you can hear me. Give me a comment to let me know you're there, and we'll be away. I'm going to just talk you through all the features of Boardbooster, how I use it, how it really helps me with Pinterest, and we will go from there. Hopefully it's all working. I can't quite see it on my phone. I'll just check here. There we are. That looks all okay. So, right, Boardbooster. So when you're signed into Boardbooster, this is what you get. This is the basic overview of the tools there that you can do. So you can schedule pins, put your pins on all the group boards without having to manually do it, without having to flood your Pinterest with 20 pins that are the same at the same time. Now when I first got Boardbooster, I used it for everything, and then once I got Tailwind, I now use Boardbooster for just a few things, but it's still one of the things that I wouldn't do without, and it's only $5 a month, which is what, £2.50, £3 a month, and it does so much for me. It saves me loads of time. So I'll show you how I use it, and it's really quite easy once you do it. Right, so I'll go first. I'll just talk a little bit about the maintenance tools, how you can use it. No, not the maintenance, the reports. Sorry, the reports. You may not notice this at first, but one of the top things, like even if you just sign up for the free trial, which I'll put the link in the comments afterwards, is that you can go into reports and go to top group boards. So if you're wondering about group boards to join and you're not sure which ones, is it worth it, go to top group boards and it will show you. So you've got all these categories, you can find the best groups on group boards on Pinterest. So say with us, you can look at kids and parenting. So you click on there, so it'll show you all the top ones. So it'll show you the repin rate, so you want a good repin rate. You want a lot of followers, so some of these big ones you might not get in, or you'll see how many active contributors and how many new pins a day. So you can go through and you can have a look. And if you click on one of these links, so if I click on the top one, it'll take you through to Pinterest, and this one's called Favorite Finds. And you can see it's got like 90,000 followers. And it says favorite kid-friendly family pinspiration, and you think, oh god, how am I going to get on that board? Sometimes they say in the description, follow me, email me, and they'll say it in there, or they might say they're closed to contributors. So here, this one's only got a few people, so I doubt they're accepting me. But anyway, this one shows you the owner, so you can look at the owner, follow them, look at the owner. I mean, she's got like 1 million followers. You can then, oh, she's on that Let's Lasso the Moon. I think I've emailed her about a different one. if you're not sure how to get in touch with them, go on their website and go to their contact me page, and there'll be an email contact on there, and just ask them, say, I've seen your Pinterest board, I'm following you, I'm following the boards, I wondered if I could join the group board. They're often, that's all it takes sometimes. So that's one way you can find the group boards. So there's a big long list there of different group boards, the top group boards in that category, and you can have a look at all the different categories. So that's a really good way of using Boardbooster. And you might think, oh, it's just a scheduler, and it's not. It's got loads of other features. So another one in the report, I really hope this is working, because it's not coming off my phone for some reason. Let's just see if I can look in the group and make sure it's there on my phone. Just one sec, bear with. Oh yeah, it's good. It's cool. Right. So I just want to see if there's any comments. So if I'm not replying to any, just let me know. It's cool. Oh, right. There we go. Right, so I'll be able to see any comments you make now. So if you if you're watching this back, because I didn't really advertise, because I tried to do it on Friday, couldn't do it. So now the other one I use in reports. You can look at your pinning history, your board performance. If you're on a lot of group boards, you can see which ones aren't being used very much. Viral third-party pins, I had a look at this the other day. So this will show you who's pinned stuff from your website, and they've got high pin rates. So I've got 3 of mine here that other people have pinned. So what I do here is just check them out, make sure they're linking all right, and I'll repin them as well to increase the chance of them then being repinned again. And you can also see, okay, what's working, what are other people pinning. So for me, I've got an infographic I made, example routines for a 2-year-old, sleep-inducing tactics for toddlers that I made, and pregnancy colouring books to help calm their mind and prepare for birth. So that's 3 I did. So they're obviously doing quite well. So perhaps you might think, oh well, I'll do more of that sort of content, or that style of pin seems to be working. So it gives you a tip, and you can also export that report to Excel, which so we've got, probably I would have had more there. Then you can also look at your best time to pin. It's got, so if you click on that, it will show you, because once you're in Boardbooster, it will obviously links with your Pinterest account. So there again, if you're wondering when's the best time to pin, obviously you can't say, oh yeah, for everyone it's X time, but it's different for each person. On the whole, it tends to be sort of evenings when people are active. So you can see here mine tend to be kind of lunchtime, afternoon, after school, and evenings, 8, 9, 10 p.m. People are in bed, perhaps just browsing Pinterest before they go to sleep. So you can gear your schedule to when the best time to pin is. And you can see your follower growth as well. If you want to see it on a nice graph, mine looks like it's going in the right direction. So there we go. And your daily growth for the last 30 days. So it's good, you can see your progress, and it's always nice to have it in a chart. So the maintenance tools, as I said, don't really use those. You can look at your group boards, how they're doing. The Pin Doctor looks at, it's these two, the Pin Mover and the Pin Doctor are, you have to pay extra, you have to go up a plan, I think, so I don't really use them. I'm just on the basic plan. Pin Mover, you can split your boards up if you want. If you've got a great big board in a wide category, you can split it up into smaller ones with subcategories. But now they've got the sections feature, I'm not sure whether that's that useful or not. The Pin Doctor will look at any broken links, any links to dodgy sites, anything like that. So I did consider doing that at one point, but I haven't, because that would be a big job to go through all the pins and see where they link to. Right, so on to the main thing that we use Boardbooster for, that I use it for. So the scheduler, I'll take you through what I do. So when you join Boardbooster, all your boards, or any boards that you choose, then you get them duplicated into secret boards. And so if I just show you mine, this is my Pinterest, and then let me look at boards. Here are my pins. Boards. I've got my main boards there, my group boards, and then down where you've got your secret ones, I've got loads. Then you've got the same boards, not the group ones, but your main category boards. You can see some of them I've got secret where I do if I want to pin things. So yeah, here are all my boards, but these are the Boardbooster ones. So they've got a hyphen. They've got a hyphen in front of them. So all those hyphenated ones, you can, whilst you're just browsing Pinterest, pin to the hyphenated ones instead of your main ones. So you could pin like 30 pins to all things pregnancy, and it won't all go out at once. It will pin them over intervals that you set on Boardbooster. So what I was doing was pinning just whenever I could. I'd just pin, and I'd pin to my secret categories, and then it would just even them out over a schedule. So you can still use Pinterest normally, but you're not doing it in bursts like so here it was, and then you can set them however many you want per day. Like I put 3 a day in all things pregnancy, 1 a day for all things breastfeeding, 1 a day for this, 1 in every 4 days for children's lunchbox, because I'm not going to do that every day. So it depends how often you pin, and you can set them how often you can. So these are all my schedulers. So for example, so on the pregnancy one, I've set it for a morning pin and 2 evening pins for all of those days, and you can set it different ways at the weekends and weekdays. So I mean, pin sourcing, that's an extra thing, so they could do it all for you. So if you wanted to pay a bit extra, they could do it all for you, but then you're not really sure what sort of things they're going to post. But again, you can look at them before you can check what they're like. So if I was going to edit, it's changed a bit since I last looked at it. Yeah, you can look at the settings. So yeah, you can either have it working or paused. You can have 1 pin or less. Sorry, it's gone off. 1 or less pins per day. I hate this thing. Or basic or advanced basic time settings. So you can have. So here you've got weekends, Saturdays, Sunday, weekdays, Saturdays, Sundays. So I've got it for 2 pinning windows. To make it simple, you can do basic, so just 1 pin. However, you can increase the amount of pins per day, however many pins you want per day. So this is the really simple way of doing it. So you can just have basic, how many pins you want per day, spread them between a certain time and a certain time. Easy, done. If you wanted to do it more advanced than that, how I had it, so the advanced one, I had different things for the weekdays and Saturdays and Sundays, which actually is probably quite complicated. You don't need it. Yeah, so you can either have 1 pinning window where you do the whole day, so it's pretty much the same as the basic. But if you wanted to be more fancy with it, you could have 2 pinning windows. So you could have, so if you've looked at your best times to pin, I think, well, they're lunchtime and it's evening time, so I'm going to do I'm going to have one at 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. and then evening time I'm going to put 2 between 8:15 and 11 p.m. and save that, and then you could change it if you wanted for the weekends, but probably I'd just use the same. I think I've got it slightly different for the weekends, but probably I'd just keep it the same. So then you can say, right, so save. So now it's changed, 1 morning pin, 2 evening pins. That one I think is just 2 pins over the thing. And where it says ran out of pins, it's where I haven't been pinning to the secret boards, and it's not going to do anything or explode if you don't do it, so don't worry if you can't keep up with it. That's what I thought. Oh my god, when I first started I thought I've got to pin all these things, but you don't have to. It's only when you can, and if that's what you want to do and how you can do it. So that's the scheduler basically, and you can set it for different things according to, and you can add as many or as few. If you just want to do it for a couple of boards, that's fine. You can add boards, you could delete the thing if you don't want to do it. So that's the scheduler. That is my spam, sorry. Spam, people always phoning. Right, so that's your scheduler. Hopefully that is clear. If there's any questions, give me a shout, or if you're not sure, or if you're watching this on replay or on YouTube, just send me a comment if you think, what, can you just go over that? Or just rewind it and think, but it's really quite simple once if you just use the basic thing at first. So there's all your boards. Right, then, so the scheduler. So now I tend to just pin manually now, and sometimes I do it on the Boardbooster scheduler. But I also have the tailwind one, so that tends to give a lot. So I don't want to bombard people. The looping I do use all the time because it just keeps everything ticking over. So I have 21 pins a day on 10 boards that I loop. So you have to obviously have enough content on your boards that you're going to loop. You can't just have it on 20 on a loop, otherwise it'd get a bit boring for everyone following you. Couple of 500 pins at least, really, if you're going to loop. So if you're going to loop your best of blog board, make sure you've got enough posts on there, basically. Hopefully I did stop Christmas. Yes, I did stop Christmas. Yes, I looped it around Christmas time, and then I didn't want to loop it anymore. So my pregnancy board, instead of me pinning, which I still do manually, I loop it because I've got so many on there now and they're all brilliant that I now loop it. So if you want to loop a board, you add the boards you want to loop, and I've said again multiple pins a day base. So I just have 3 pins from that board will be like from the bottom, they'll just loop it. So every day 3 pins from there will get repinned, and some of them are my pins, but most of them are other pinners' content that will just get looped around. So I thought that was a good pin, a good article, so I have set it so it just sort of keeps my content ticking over on Pinterest. And I've spread them between in the evening, so 7 PM and 11 PM, because I thought that's when my pinners are. So it's all week, and you can set it to chronological, oldest to newest, newest to oldest, or random. So I just do it oldest to newest so that it's not keep doing the same one. You can set it to tall only, tall or square, instead if you've got any funny ones. You could use only your pins, but I don't have enough, or skip your own pins, so I've disabled that, so it's mine and others pins. You could include specified domains, so if you've got, I don't know, 10 sites that you like, so I haven't got that enabled. Automatic deduplication, I've enabled that because that is, I think it's where you don't want to get the same thing twice. So alright, yeah, so if you get if the looper repins one of your pins, you end up with 2 copies of the same pin. If you want to keep the content duplication down to a minimum, have automatic deduplication. Boardbooster will give the new pin some time to accumulate repins and then compare its number of repins to the number of repins on the original pin and delete the pin that has the lowest number of repins. Right, so that's what it means basically. I've enabled that. So I've said run that after, I might increase that actually and put 2 weeks, so give it a chance. protection for environment. I might enable that. That's if you've got 2 pins that are doing quite well, so I'll enable that. Keep duplicate pins with 50, yeah, that'll do. Protection for pins with comments. I'm not too bothered about that, so I'll save that. So at the moment I'm looping my Valentine's one as well, because it's coming up Valentine's Day, so I've got my seasonal boards. And oh, hi Kerry, I've just seen Kerry's watching, hello, because I'm trying to sort of flick there, so if there are any comments, just give me a shout. So yeah, so these are all the boards I loop. So immediately then I've got 21 pins going out on my Pinterest, so it keeps my Pinterest account ticking over. Plus I do a bit of manual pinning when I can, and then I've got my Tailwind scheduled pins. So I have about 70, 80 pins a day on Pinterest. But I'm not doing that much, and some days I don't pin on Pinterest, you know, miss it. So I'm there on Pinterest all the time without having to be on Pinterest all the time. And I've got my things like pregnancy, food, fitness, babies, and my blog. So you can see I've got 1,502 followers, 452 pins, so I've got, yeah, a few hundred pins on there. And I loop my blog pins, so there's always one of my blog posts being pinned every day. Three pins of my blog posts are being pinned a day through Boardbooster without me having to think, oh gosh, I should pin some old content. So yeah, that's already going out, just looping my board. So looping is why I still have Boardbooster, basically, because I find it so good. So that's the looping. Now the other thing I discovered the other day when I was going through Boardbooster is they have tribes, which I guess is a trying to sort of get in like with Tailwind, just tribes. So it's a bit like the tribes in Tailwind and the group boards. So I recently just joined up with these 2 ones because I was having a look. But I haven't pinned anything to it, and I'm not sure how you do. This one, oh, I'm still waiting for approval, but you could select, once you get approval, you can upload pins to it, but I haven't done anything with it. But if you want to get into it, you can take a look at tribes, go to join tribe, and you'll get all the open tribes there. So you can see different categories coming up there. It's all alphabetical. You can search through, you can view the pins, see how many followers, how many members, and you can request to join. So I've only just started sort of having a look at that. I've requested to join a couple, and then I will perhaps see how it goes. But if it's going to be too much extra work, I won't bother, because it's already quite a lot of work trying to keep up with Tailwind, so I won't bother doing that. Right, then you've got campaigns. Now I used to use this feature, but I don't use it so much now because I have Tailwind, and I use the lists on Tailwind instead. But so what it does, again, how you have a secret board, and I just called mine parenting, so it will come up on your Pinterest as -parenting or -my group boards to pin to, or whatever you want to do it. So if you wanted to start one, you click new campaign. I'll show you this one that I set up. So that's your campaign name, how many pins you want per day. So I put 3 per day, but you could put more than that. And then working or paused. So first of all, you wouldn't have anything written on the list. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen, but I know I'm in the corner. So you wouldn't have anything on the list. So you add repin. So say I was going to add, you choose the board, so it'll come up with all your boards, but so I'm going to choose this one. It's one of my group boards. Day number, so like I've got day 1, day 2, you put it on whichever day. Day 1, what time you're going to do it, so it's an American one, so I might choose some weird time in the morning. Add, and then you just add it. And there we go, you can see it's come up there, day 1, 2 AM, smart mom blogging and making money. Then you want to look at the settings. Oh no, that's what I just did. So what it is, so if you've done a new blog post and you want to post it to all your group boards, but you don't do it manually, so you do it in Boardbooster. So you'd add that pin to your secret campaign board. Then Boardbooster will, on day 1 at 2 AM, post it to this group board. On day 1 at 6 AM, post it to this group board, and so on and so on and so on. And you can just, these are all the group boards I put on. And it was getting so many. Go away. Finish source pins, keep or delete. And that's basically all I do with it. And you can change the settings at any time, and you can add as many as you like. So every time you join a new group board, I would just add repin and just add it on there. So it is still really great way of doing it. And you could probably use this in conjunction with Tailwind. I should probably do both. Have a look at it again, because I'm just realising now, you know, it's a great tool. But I stopped doing mine so much on there also because I was looping and doing this. I was exceeding my pin limit on Boardbooster, and I didn't want to get charged, so I kind of stopped doing that. But I might revisit again for the odd one or two. So save that. So that's campaigns. It's really easy, and you don't have to do it for your group board. You could do it if you've got several different category boards and you want to add your pin to it over a course of a week, or you want to add in your old posts and repurpose them that way. You could do it that way. So that's all those ones. The maintenance, I've just gone through, reports, and then in your account you can also become an affiliate for Boardbooster like I am. So if you signed up to the free trial, and then if you then became a paid member, like if you paid the $5 a month, then I would get a free month, I think. So that's why I'm in it, because I use it, I like it, I think it'd be great for the people. Yeah, so if you if you get $5 towards your Boardbooster subscription whenever they become a paying customer. So I mean, I'm not great at it. Look, I've had 6 free trials, no paying customers yet, but then it's there for you. So that's my referral link. If you can, I will put it in the comments, but I do refer people because I think it's a good tool, as I said. So any questions, give me a shout and I will do my best to answer them. If I've missed anything out, if you're not sure about something that I've explained, do ask me and I'm happy to go through it again. But until now, I will sign off, and I'm so happy that I've got my new setup and hope you like it. And I will see you again soon. I'm going to have to sign off, work out how to sign off with Facebook. Let's see. I'll just do it on here. Oh, here we are. Finish.